The premise behind goal-directed design is quite simple. If we design and construct products in such a way that the people who use them achieve their goals, then these people will be satisfied, effective, and happy, and will gladly pay for the products and recommend them to others. And on the surface, this sounds quite obvious and straightforward. Make people happy and your product will be a success. But why then are so many digital products so difficult and unpleasant to use? In this section, we will focus on some practical suggestions on how to execute on goal-directed design. Firstly, goals are not the same as tasks or activity. A goal is an expectation of an end condition, whereas both activities and tasks are intermediate steps that help someone to achieve a goal or a set of goals. So while good products help with activity completion, great products help with goal completion. And if you have targeted your customers correctly, your users should broadly share similar goals. However, one of the eternal frustrations or conundrums of interaction and interface design is how to address the needs of both beginning users and intermediate users and expert users with a single coherent experience. And you could build wizards for beginners, but no one wants to deal with the extra labor associated with moving through a wizard. But then without a wizard, what then is the answer? Well, research has shown that most users are neither beginners nor experts. Instead, they are intermediates. And the experience level of people performing an activity tends to follow the statistical bell curve. And for almost any activity requiring knowledge or skill, if we graph number of people against skill level, a relatively small number of beginners are on the left side, and they could be asking basic questions like, what does the program do? How do I print? Or what is the program scope? Or where do I start? And then you have a few experts on the right who are asking much more specific detailed questions like, how do I automate this? Or what are the shortcuts for this command? And can this be changed? And how can I customize this? But the majority are intermediate users in the center, who are asking things like, I forgot how to use this feature, or what was the command for X, or what new features are in this upgrade, or remind me what this does. But statistics alone won't tell us the whole story, because the bell curve is a snapshot in time, and although most intermediates tend to stay in that category, the beginners do not remain beginners for very long. And the difficulty of maintaining a high level of expertise also means that experts come and go rapidly, but beginners change even more rapidly. Both beginners and experts tend over time to gravitate towards intermediacy. And although everyone spends some minimum time as a beginner, no one stays in that state for long. People who need to use something don't like to be incompetent, and beginners by definition are incompetent. And so beginners become intermediates very quickly, or they drop out of using the product completely. But only very few intermediates make it into the advanced category. Now, what actually happens in the real world is that programmers who are usually experts in the software they code think like experts. And so they typically tend to cater to the needs of the experts. And on the flip side, sales, marketing often demonstrate the product to customers who are not familiar with the product. And because they're exposing it to beginners, these professionals have a real bias towards the beginner community. And as a result, sales and marketing tends to lobby for the needs of the beginner. And the end result is that the intermediate group, who are the majority of real users, tend to get neglected. You can see this often in enterprise and commercial software. The overall design biases towards expert users, and at the same time, cumbersome tools like wizards are grafted on to meet marketing or sales demands. Broadly speaking, our goal in design should be threefold. Firstly, to rapidly and painlessly get beginners into intermediacy. And secondly, to avoid putting obstacles in the way of those intermediates who want to become experts. And thirdly, and most importantly, to keep perpetual intermediates happy as they stay firmly in the middle of the skill spectrum. So to summarize, we need to spend more time making our products powerful and easy to use for perpetual intermediate users, but we also need to accommodate beginners and experts, but not at the discomfort of the largest segment of our users, who are of course the intermediates. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.